Thank you everyone for joining this webinar today. Today we will speak about the summer programs that we offer in Barcelona. My name is Marina. I'm the sales manager at Expanish. I've been working already for 4 years. And I have with me here Laia Burgel. She is the school manager of Barcelona. I don't know if Laia, you can present yourself to everyone who joined us today.
Of course, thank you, Marina. Hi, hola a todos, bienvenidos, welcome. My name is Laia Burgel. As Marina very well said, I'm the school manager at Expanish Barcelona. I've been working in the international education field for 15 years now, quite a long time. I'm really passionate about working with young students and international education. It's a pleasure to be here today, and hopefully we can answer all your questions.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Laia. So today, as Laia mentioned, we will answer all your questions. But first, we would like maybe to start with a program overview of our summer programs that we have for juniors during July and the first week of August. And then just to cover some most common questions. And then we will leave the space for Q&A in case you have any questions to ask. Yeah, just to start, Laia, I have some questions. Why you think you're from Barcelona, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You've been working for 15 years already in this industry. Why you think Barcelona is so attractive for teenage students?
No, definitely. And I'm sorry because I am biased here. I'm only going to say positive things about the city. I would say, first of all, it's a great moment in time to experience the city. There are tons of things going on right now. So, well, you said, you know probably how iconic it is in terms of art, history, architecture for sure, with Gaudi's masterpieces, Sagrada Familia, which, by the way, this summer we are receiving the Pope, who is coming to visit Barcelona and the Sagrada Familia. So, but this is in terms of architecture, art, but also beautiful beaches. If you love sports or just being by the sea, it's an amazing place, right? And the culture, the food, of course. We see more and more students who really are foodies, who like enjoying new foods and trying new foods. This is a great city to do so. So I think it has something for everybody.
In Spanish, we also have destination summer programs in Madrid and Malaga. How you would compare Barcelona to these destinations, to Malaga, especially to Malaga, because it also has beach, it has mountains close, it has a lot of to offer in terms of the culture.
No, definitely. Malaga is also a wonderful city, a great destination. I would definitely say that there are many similarities, as you very well mentioned. Maybe the main difference for me would be like Barcelona is a hub in terms of connections with the flights, so it's really convenient to travel to Barcelona from different European and also other international destinations for sure. It's definitely very close to the French border, which also gives us, you know, a personality there. Probably, and of course, it's a bigger city in terms of population. Thankfully, public transportation is very convenient here. So it's not that they will need to figure out everything, but still, it's a big city and they will use public transportation, which I think it's also a very helpful skill to acquire, just how to navigate public transportation. I would say this would be the main differences. Also, I wanted to touch on how safe the city feels. Same with Malaga. Both are great, safe destinations. But Barcelona being a big city, you could wonder how is the safety feeling in the city. And I think it's definitely a city, a very workable city, very nice atmosphere.
Nice, yeah. And you mentioned also safety. I think this is very important, especially taking into consideration the news regarding the anti-tourism some movements and stuff. I think it's very exaggerated because I've been to Barcelona several times. I live in Madrid, so yeah, it doesn't feel like this.
I feel like, of course, there is always a small portion, I would say, of the population who are experiencing this sentiment, and I don't want to gaslight it because it's there, but I would say it's really a small percentage, and it's It's not something that students perceive in their daily life in the city, or generally speaking, population perceives. I feel like these are isolated situations or movements, so to speak. And also, I would say, culturally speaking, historically speaking, Barcelona people, Catalan people, have always been very welcoming. Populations, different nationalities. We are a welcoming culture. There are lots of evidences for this, and we welcome foreigners with open arms. And also, one thing that we always tell students when they arrive, and I think it's important for them to know, is that they are not tourists. They are international students studying in Barcelona. It's a great opportunity for them to understand how they can have a positive impact, and they will have a positive impact in the city, and locals are aware of this. We love international students. Actually, Barcelona is a hub for international education, especially in the university field. So we really, I mean, Barcelona has a population of, I can't tell exactly, but thousands of international students who stay here for several years.
It feels like the international vibe. I think this is something that is very unique in Barcelona that you cannot, for example, find in Madrid or Malaga. Yeah, this cosmopolitan, international, atmosphere and vibe. That's great. Yeah, and if we're talking about the summer programs that we have two main programs for teenagers, which is a summer camp and the young adults program. So I just want us now to dive deeper in those programs. If we're talking about the summer camp, what is the age range for this program?
Yeah, that's a great question. So these summer camps are aimed to students from 13 to 17 years old. I have to say, though, that most of the students who are already signed up for the program, so average is 14, 15-year-old. So I would say, like, we have many students who are 13, 14, 15-year-old for the summer camps.
Mm-hmm. And do you have already nationalities for the students who are signed up, or maybe you can compare with the previous year? What is the, like, from where you're receiving the students?
It's going to be a very diverse group of students, which is beautiful. It's amazing. And most of our students are European students from different nationalities, Germany, France, Belgium, Poland as well. But we also have quite a few students coming from the United States and Canada. And we will also have a few students from Brazil. So as I said, it's going to be a very diverse group of students, which I think it's a lot of beauty in that. And it creates a very international atmosphere. When you're 13, 14, 15-year-old, it's something quite special.
Yeah, it has to be so, like when you're traveling to such a amazing place like Barcelona, for example, and yeah, you're just like surrounded with the people from all over the world of your peers. That's something that is very unique. I mean, with this time, the spirit of the life.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about the program itself, what does it include? Because I know there's like two options with the accommodation and without. Could you maybe dive deeper in the programs, like what they're included, each of the options?
Yes, so for the summer camps, there are two options, the overnight camp and the day camp. For the summer camps, it's important to know that students will be supervised 24 hours, 7 days a week. This is a program where students will be living, for the overnight students, they will be living in a residence hall located in a really beautiful and green area in the city next to the Colserola mountain range, with beautiful views to the city. Students will live and will take their classes in the morning in the residence hall. We will have our own staff who will be at the residence with them, and they will have staff living at the residence with the students and making sure that students go to class, that they are ready on time, and that basically the day-to-day follows the structure that we have created for them. Students will not be allowed to exit the residence on their own for the summer camps. As I said, they will be supervised. So this is for the overnight camp, for those students staying overnight. For the day, and sorry, I didn't mention this, but full board will be provided. Students will be having their meals at the residence hall. We will be exiting the residence every day for activities. Sometimes we may take picnic with us. we, for example, we go to the beach, we want to make the most of the day, so we may be taking picnic with us. Otherwise, all the meals will be included in the residence hall. For the day camp, students, this is an option for students who are staying with relatives in the city, and those relatives will be the ones taking their student to the residence every morning for the class. Student will be staying for lunch, then participate in the activities with the rest of the group, and then the relative will pick their student later in the evening once the activity is finished.
No, so the day camp, you would recommend for example, to the families, they're traveling to Barcelona, and yeah, they leave children at the day camp when they can stay with the peers, practice Spanish, and parents like they're enjoying the city.
Definitely, it's a great option for those, as you said, families who are residing in Barcelona, temporary or maybe longer stays, and who want their kids to really see an improvement in their Spanish skills, because we will be having a dedicated faculty for students, very small groups in class, which is when I say very small groups, it can be from 8 to 15 depending on the level, which is really convenient to see progress very quickly in just 1 week. So it's definitely a good option for those families who want their student to improve their Spanish level, but at the same time making new friends, having fun while they are doing it, and then of course be free to spend the time together as a family in the evenings.
Nice. And you also mentioned some things that mostly generate a lot of questions from the parents. For example, the food. You mentioned that a full board will be provided. So if you could dive deeper in this, what type of meals, if we can offer, for example, any type of meals, for example, for vegetarians, or gluten-free diet, or if we respect allergies, how we manage that.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I'm a mother myself, so I know this would be probably the first question I would ask. What about the food, right? I mean, first of all, let me tell you that we used and visited and worked with many residence halls. This one the food is outstanding. So it's really, 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 I mean, as a mother, I would definitely be very happy with this option. It's always going to be a buffet. So this is how it works in the residence hall, with many options available for students. So there is, for instance, a salad buffet always included, and always there is a combination. It's really healthy food, vegetables, fresh fish, meat, pasta always. So there's always varied options for the students to pick. This is always included. It's really varied, really healthy, really fresh. And also, if they want, the meat can also be cooked at the moment. So there's always an option of grilled meat or grilled fish that it's going to be cooked for them at the moment, which is really convenient. Also, there is a buffet with different fruits and cakes for the dessert, for those who love, cakes and pastries. But I said, overall, it's really, really healthy. For students with allergies, it's really important that we know this in advance. This is something that we're working with young students. We don't want to just leave things for the last minute, right? We want to make sure we are prepared. There are no surprises. The residence hall can definitely accommodate allergies. Host many students around the year, so they are already used to that. But it's really important that we are prepared. So if your student has a dietary need or allergy, it's super important that you know this in the forms, and we will make sure everything is arranged in advance. The residents can accommodate many allergies. Also vegetarian meals and vegan meals. Gluten allergies, they will cook pasta aside, but they cannot guarantee cross-contamination. And this is really important concept. I wanted to be very clear about that, because this is not something that the residents unfortunately can guarantee.
Okay, yeah, just to for parents, for those who it's very important, to know in advance.
For celiac students, but still, I mean, like they will do their best. Of course, they will cook, things aside, but still there could be these situations. But any other than this, they can basically accommodate any dietary or allergic restrictions.
Yeah, well, that's good. Everything that you mentioned, that sounds amazing. Like a real good, very good all-inclusive hotel. Yeah, if we're talking about also the safety part of the safety, what about the, for example, medicine? If some students need to take medicines and stuff, how you maybe control this, or yeah, how you supervise that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And again, it's important that we know in advance, right? So as much prepared as we can be, the better. If your student needs to take some medication, please note this in the forms, and we will. And it's super important for us to know very clearly the dosage, the schedule, right? The hours they need to take it. We have dedicated staff. Our summer camp manager will make sure that all staff are aware and trained, and we will have someone who will be responsible of checking with your student that they actually took the prescribed medication.
That's good.
As I said, and if we receive your information, if when we have questions about anything that it's not clear enough, we may reach out to you to make sure that we really understand what your student needs so that we are prepared.
That's really great. I think that's very important for parents to know that you have a person that you will have everything under control. And yeah, if we're talking about the facilities in the residence, the rooms would be double or triple, or if there will be pool or swimming pool. I'm not sure, because in summer it's really important.
Yeah, it's really hot in Barcelona, right? Yeah, so about the rooms, it's going to be mainly double rooms. Depending on the gender breakdown, we may need to organize maybe a triple room in some cases, right? But otherwise, it's going to be double rooms, and we are going to pair students based on their age, right? So we're gonna be, and of course, same genders will be placed in the same room, right? In terms of, and sorry, the other question was about the swimming pool. There is a nice swimming pool out actually on the rooftop. So so let me tell you one thing. So when you visit the residence hall, which is called Residence Area, it has this vibe of like a hotel somehow. You know, when you have the swimming pool at the rooftop and you have these nice views of the
Nice.
city. This
Yeah.
is how it looks like. Actually, it's going to be really hard for us to work this summer for the staff because you really want to enjoy the facilities. It's really nice. I mean, I have to say though that it's a small swimming pool. It's not a huge swimming pool like the one you could find in a hotel in a rooftop. So it's mostly to refresh and do some games. But like to actually swim, we are going to go to the beach and use other facilities like the Olympic pools in Montjuic neighborhood.
Oh, that's great. That sounds really great. And yeah, speaking about the other program that we offer, the young adults, how you would compare this program to the summer camp? Like, what is the main difference?
I would say if I had to explain very quickly, I would say the young adults program is for those students who may be seeking for more independence, and maybe in this case, I would say 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds who already had maybe other international experiences before, or not even international, but who are used to living in a more independent way and feel comfortable enough being unsupervised outside of the class and outside the activities. It can live in a residence hall, which is going to be a different residence hall, not the one I was just mentioning for the summer camps, or they can also stay in a homestay, which let me tell you, it's an amazing way to practice Spanish and be immersed in the culture. I'm always going to be a huge fan of the homestay option, especially with this age range. But definitely students will be more independent. They will commute on their own. They will be going to class in our study center, which is really international atmosphere. There are young students, there are more adult students, so it's really rich, but really diverse. And yes, of course, our staff will be here for them. We will be with them every day here at the study center and during the activities. But it's true that we will not be supervising them during their free time or at night. And this is important for you as a parent to know, right? Will not control whether they are going back to the residence hall at X time, right? If that makes sense.
And about the Spanish classes, when and where they take the Spanish classes, and if there's any type of activities that are included in this program.
Yeah, definitely. They will be, as I said, they will be taking classes in our study center. Our study center is located in the city center. We are really lucky. We are based in the Eixample neighborhood, which is really next to Paseo de Gracia, in a beautiful old building from the 19th century. It's really special to be taking classes here. So they will be taking classes in the morning with our faculty in the study center, regular classes, 9:30 to 1:30. Every day, Monday to Friday, and then they will be having activities included outside of the study center. So we will be exploring, we will be experiencing. It's going to be really hands-on activities with our staff. So they will be accompanied always by our staff. They also have workshops aimed exclusively for them to enrich their experience, to give them, more like life skill workshops and sort of professional workshops, so to speak. I mean, it's going to be really interesting. So I would say it's definitely quite different compared to the summer camps in the sense that it's really for really grown-up students, I guess.
Basically this program you would recommend for students who already like in their 17, 20, and they had some experience abroad, or for example they are looking for more independence, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I assume they will have they will be having more like free time outside of the school when they can make their own plans during the day and explore the city on their own, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's for those students who feel really comfortable exploring, right? Who even they are excited about the idea of exploring on their own. Although they will not have so much free time, I have to say, and this is also something that I wanted to highlight, because I just want to make sure students are not expecting to be on their own during the day. In fact, we are going to keep them busy because, as I said, they are going to have classes in the morning, Spanish class, then some free time in the early afternoon, but then they are going to have activities every day, Monday to Friday, which is going to take, they will be busy basically until 8 p.m. So it's,
Basically for dinner time.
for dinner time. So the idea is that they will get home by dinner time and we'll have long days, but funny days at the same time.
And if we're coming back to summer camp, for example, what would be a typical day there, right? What time usually, like time by time? Because it's a very common question that we receive from the parents. What would be a typical day? At what time they wake up? What time would they have breakfast? And
Definitely. So they will have breakfast so every day from 8 to 9:30. So breakfast is gonna start at 8, and then at 9:30 they will be starting their Spanish class. So it's really important, and our resident advisor and staff will be making sure that after breakfast they get to their rooms, they get ready for the class, and they are right on time for class. So 9:30 to 1:20 more or less, they will be in class. But when I say they are going to be in class, let's not picture students just sitting in a class and absorbing whatever is the content that there is. It's going to be very dynamic. We are very aware of this age. We are aware that, of course, they are here to learn, but our faculty are really used to working with this group of students. We have beautiful and big facilities at the residence hall that we will also use for our classes, right? So, classes will take place from 9:30 to 1:20, and then students will have lunch, as I said, at the residence hall. After this, they will have free time from 3 to 4, typically, just to rest a little bit and get ready for the afternoon, where we will be typically exiting the residence hall and exploring Barcelona. Barcelona has beautiful places, and we will take advantage of everything it has to offer, from the beach, from the cultural mountain range. We are going to be visiting museums. We are going to be visiting the Sagrada Familia neighborhood, or basically exploring the city with the group. Then in the evening, they will be back at the residence hall by 8, have dinner, and then at night we will have different activities, board games, maybe exit the residence for Sunset City views, or just dance games. We have a beautiful cinema, small cinema at the residence hall, so we may watch a movie. These are some examples, and students should be back in the rooms by 11 p.m. It's actually the
Curfew, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was asking. Yeah, I was going to ask if you have a curfew time and how you make sure, for example, that students are back in their rooms. So yeah, if there's any control on that.
Yeah, yeah. As I said, students will be doing all these night activities with the resident advisor. So resident advisor will make sure that they are back in their rooms, and they will actually resident advisor will after 11 p.m. will check in each room that students are ready to go to bed, and that everything is under control.
Perfect. And at weekends, do you have anything like planned? Do you have any excursions or anything?
Yes. So for students staying more than 1 week, the schedule I just mentioned is Monday to Friday, but for students staying more than 1 week, we have a day trip included, always on Saturday. It's always going to be outside Barcelona. So these day trips are a great opportunity to explore the Catalonia region, which is very rich and diverse. So we may, for example, go to the beautiful coastal town of Sitges to enjoy a scavenger hunt and some beach time there, or we may visit Tarragona, which used to be the capital of the Roman back in time. So students will also have the opportunity to learn about history, about culture, and also, in a beautiful and safe and controlled environment, which is really important. We will be taking public transportations to these places, spend the day, and come back for night for shower and dinner, and hopefully very tired and ready to rest students. And then on Sunday, every Sunday we will have students arriving. So the new students for the following week will be arriving. But for those students staying, we will have an activity during the day, which again, it may be going to the beach for a volleyball game, or maybe shopping in the city center. This is Barcelona. On Sundays, city center is vibrant and shops are open, so there's a lot to do. And then in the afternoon, we will have activities with the new students, icebreakers, orientation for arriving students, and also activities where students can mingle and get to know each other, and hopefully, make new friends from minute one.
That's great. And also one of the most common questions that we receive: do the students need to come already with a Spanish knowledge? Do they need to have any prior level of Spanish, or you accept all levels?
Yeah, we have students all levels in our programs. Actually, I was going to say in our summer camps, but across programs. In fact, we know that we will have students without any previous level, and this is the reason why we will be including all levels. So we will have dedicated faculty for all levels, from beginner, zero, so to speak, to advanced level.
And for example, on the classes, I assume that you separate them by levels, right? But during the activities, how you manage this? How do students communicate with each other? Do they use English or Spanish? How you manage that?
Yes, as you well said, students will be separated according to their level in class, but then they are going to be all together during activities and with our summer camp staff, right? I mean, we are a language school, so we are going to use Spanish a lot. But still, all our staff are, of course, they are advanced English speakers, so communication will never be an issue. We understand that, of course, students are here to learn Spanish. We also know that it's, even as fun as it may be, they will be outside of their comfort zone. So for those, of course, students who who need to speak in English, our staff will speak in English, and also to make sure that the important information is understood, right? But yeah, again, but they are super young, they learn so fast. So for those students who doesn't have any previous level, they will realize in just a couple of days how quickly they start to understand, and they start to pick words and to be able to start having like little conversations.
Yeah, they absorb and pick the information very fast. And in 1 week, they speak already pretty well.
No, it's amazing. But this is the beauty about immersion, right? Language immersion is
Yeah.
no, definitely. But yeah, no, definitely. We all speak English. We all, even some of us speak French, some others speak Italian, German. We have a really multicultural staff who can communicate in several languages.
That's very great because, yeah, and I assume if sometimes there's something important that you need to communicate and the student still doesn't have any like a really good level of Spanish, that's very important to hear that information in your native language, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And otherwise, we always have Google Translate, right? In case of.
Yeah, 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 that's great. And yeah, I also wanted to ask you about the flights and the pickups because usually parents have a lot of concerns about that because most of the students that are going to travel to summer camp, that will be their first flight alone. Yeah, so parents are usually very worried about this. So how you manage this? For example, the pickups, the drop-offs, who will be waiting for them? Yeah, if you could give a bit more details about that too.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I do feel like this can be really daunting for students with young ages. But yeah, no, definitely. We will have staff at the airport every Sunday. So it's really important that you parents share your flight information with us time in advance, at least 15 days before summer camp starts, so that we can plan accordingly. But yeah, of course, we will pick up your student at the airport. We will have someone right at the arrivals area when you exit the glass doors. There will be someone there waiting for them from our staff with a Spanish sign, with the name of your student on it. So we are all wearing the Spanish T-shirts, so it's really easy to spot us. From there, we will take your students straight to the residence hall by private transportation. So pickup is included for them. And once they get to the residence hall, again, they will meet our staff there and they will start meeting new friends, and we will help them settle in. And we will inform you the student made it safely to the program and to the residence hall, so that you know that everything is working as expected, which is going to be the case.
Perfect. And the drop off, I assume, is going to be quite the same, quite similar, right?
Yeah, it's exactly the same, just the way out. Again, it's really important that we know the flight info, that we have the exact flight info, especially if there are changes, because we're seeing nowadays, right, that sometimes airlines change information, change flight times, or other things. So it's really important that we have the information, that we are aware, and we take care of everything for sure. And your student will be accompanied at all times until the departure zone, where they need to, of course, they need to go through the security control.
Yeah.
We are going to walk them until there, and then they will go through the control and go to the boarding gate on their own.
Perfect. And you also mentioned that, yeah, you will be like, for example, when you pick up a student, you just send a message to parents, and how during the whole camp, how you communicate, how you maintain the communication with parents, because I think it's also very important for them to know that everything's going well. I don't know how you manage this too.
Yeah, no, and I understand separation, right? It always creates some anxiety and wonder how things are going. So this summer camp manager is going to be sending a regular newsletter to parents. Of course, during the arrival day, we will let parents know that their kid made it safely. to the residence hall, but then during the week, parents will receive a newsletter with more information about what their student did, how they are doing, the activities that they participated in, and yeah, and we are going to be sending some pictures as well. So definitely they will be hearing from us. Also from their student, if the student has, of course, means to communicate with their family, and this has been arranged between them, but also from our summer camp center manager. If there was a situation in which we need to reach out to the parents, or if we have specific questions, we will. Otherwise, it will be general communication just to explain how the day today is going overall.
Great. I think it's very important for them to know that you will be there basically for them to let them know what their children are doing during the summer camp. That's
Yeah.
great. And yeah, if you could share maybe how's what availability you're having and what are the most popular weeks and where you still have the free spots. Yeah, what weeks?
Weeks are, filling quickly. So I would say definitely what we are seeing is that week 1, 2, and 3 are definitely the most popular. So that would be, yeah, and especially week 1 and week 2. There is some availability still, but those I would say are the most popular already.
Week 1 is the first and the second week of July, right?
Yes, correct. So
Okay.
first, second, and third weeks of July would be like the most popular for sure.
Okay, perfect. And the check-in is on Sunday, the checkout is on Saturday, right?
Yes, that's correct. For again, for students staying more than 1 week on Saturday, because it's a checkout for students who are leaving, students staying will be participating in a day trip. Otherwise, students will be checking out of the residence hall. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's great. Yeah, so we finished with the most of the questions that I prepared for this interview. I don't know if some of the participants have any questions. You can just raise your hand, or you can leave also that in the chat. I think we've covered most of the things that
No
yeah,
questions.
no questions. That's very great. Well, in any case, we will share this recording of this presentation. No questions. Great. So I think we made our job very well, Laia.
Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
we're always here. So if any
Yeah.
questions come to mind later, always happy to answer those.
We're going to send the email with this recording and also with our contact details. So in case you have any questions in the future, you can always reach out to us. Laia, thank you very much for your time. I know you're very busy in the preparation with these summer programs and then with the students receiving for the next week. So thank you very much for finding this time for this webinar. Yeah, and thank you everyone for participating in this webinar, for hearing us talk. And yeah, as I mentioned, we will share this recording over the email.
Thank you, everyone. Muchas gracias.
Adios.